Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Unseen World by Liz Moore. This is a literary fiction book kind of combined with a little bit of mystery. In this story you are following this girl named Ada. I believe at the beginning of the book she's around 12 years old and it flashes back and forth in time from her childhood to her adulthood. So at the beginning of the story you find out that Ada is being raised by this single father named David. David is this brilliant scientist and he homeschools Ada, so is significantly smarter than most kids her age. He takes her to the lab with him and she works on experiments with him and he works out all of his work with her and things like that, so she ends up being more advanced than most kids her age. But then one day Ada realizes that her father is starting to lose his memory, and because of that, as it progresses, she ends up having to move in with a family friend of theirs, and then eventually it comes out that there are things about her father's past that she doesn't know, and so she sort of goes on this quest to be able to figure out the truth in her father's history and where he came from and all of this different stuff. This book is so fantastic. It's definitely the best book that I read in November. I found this book to be so compelling in a way that I haven't found a lot of books to be this year. I feel like a lot of the books that I'm reading this year, while I'm enjoying them, they're a lot more slow moving, which is fine. They do sort of deeper character dives, but this book finds the balance so well of providing complex characters while also providing a compelling plot that makes you want to keep reading. There's so much about the mystery of this man that compels you as a reader and compels Ada to just keep searching and want to keep reading. As Ada discovers more things, you slowly start to see more and more of the layers in David's life and you start to learn more and more about his past and his history. But even just beyond that, this is just a compelling coming of age story. Like I said, this spans throughout Ada's lifetime, or her childhood through her adulthood. So you get to see her growing up, you get to see her finding this stuff about her family and her father, but also you just see her sort of growing up and her perspective on life and the world around her and her family and the people around her changing. I feel like this book captures really well the essence of growing up and realizing that the things that you thought about your life in childhood, you grow up a little bit and you get some perspective and you realize that things were not necessarily the way that you thought they were. I feel like that's something that everyone has to go through as they're growing up. You know, there are certain situations that you may remember as a kid that later on you get pieces of information that make you realize that things were not necessarily the way you thought they were. And I feel like Liz Moore does such a fantastic job of exploring that idea. There's also just so much heart in this book. This book made me really emotional. I think that it's also just because it explores very deeply a father-daughter relationship, but I think just the ideas of family and love and purpose even is explored really well in this book. I feel like there's something in here for everyone. There is this mystery element that will compel almost anyone. There is this family element, so if you are someone who loves family stories, there's something for you there. If you just want compelling characters, there's plenty of them in there. There's so much about relationships and growing up, even just childhood friendships and being an outcast and the awkwardness of middle school and high school and finding your place in the world. Just so much of that is explored, and even just the ideas that when you grow up you have a certain idea of what your life will be like, what your career and your job will be like, and how that changes so much because there's so much that you could never predict about your life or even about the world around you, and how you deal and grapple with that whole situation. It's so fantastic. And yet this book, I mean, it's probably more than 400 pages, I believe. But Liz Moore is able to explore and describe and just talk about all of these really complex, very human, very real ideas. I just really love this book. It's definitely up there with one of the best books that I've read so far this year. It's definitely a book that I'm going to be buying a physical copy of because it's so fantastic and I want to get this in the hands of as many people as possible. And when I buy a book, I basically just give it out to all my friends all the time. So I will definitely be purchasing a copy of this book. So yeah, that is my quick review on The Unseen World by Liz Moore. If you've read this book, definitely leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys thought of it. Or if you have any questions about this book, definitely leave that down in the comments as well. Or if you've read Liz Moore's other book, let me know how that one is compared to this one. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.